What's up, pimps?
And we are back again. And flamethrowers have arrived to World of Tanks console. Yes, you heard right. Flamethrowers are now a part of our game. So we've got two replays today. We have the TVP VTU, the Tier 8 Czechoslovakian medium tank from the tech tree that is readily available to anybody who's already ground it out. It will have the flamethrower unlocked from stock, I believe, as well. Now this tank wasn't in the best of places before it got given a flamethrower, but times have seemed to have changed. It seems like the grass is greener on the other side for this tank, because now with this flexible flamethrower that has a decent yaw limit and it's not fixated like the Churchill Oke, as you'll see coming up, I will showcase flamethrower, and we get off to a bit of a slow start here. We have a projector by the side of us, and we are pushing in, and I was kind of taken back by the fact that none of the enemy team had contested middle, which was strange, and I didn't want to overcommit. I've done it many times before where I've pushed somewhere out of complete, lack of patience, and it's cost me. So I was just making sure I had my friend with me here, that seems to be following me about. And look, Santa's come early, guys. I didn't know it was December. However, he won't be delivering much this year, as he is back in the garage. Never mind. And I'm just desperate here to pick up some damage, and bloody hell. Is that John Wick? He's come over there. He's obviously left his washing out on the line while it was raining. He had to quickly go get it, and he thought, why not push over on Pearl River over the top? And we gave him a good old whack for that. And right here, this little annoying bit of wood I was aiming at there was quite frustrating, because I couldn't actually shoot past that, so I was kind of trying not to fall off the edge of the cliff there while we pick up a bit of early damage. And I'm rotating because I'm looking at the mini-map, and I'm seeing that there's some pretty nasty tanks there that they might need a hand with. So I'm just driving through here, and I'm thinking to myself that I have to protect our base. And oh no. And there you go. Here is the flamethrower. This thing has a 90, well, doesn't have a 90. That's the Churchill, my bad. The Churchill has a 95 meter range. However, this, I believe it's 170 odd. It's 177, very precise, I know. Something along those lines. And we're lighting the Oho up. And I don't think he's a happy chap. I'll be honest about it. I do eat a shot there, and artillery is making sure that he tries to scare me away from some of the meat in the lobby. And I'm thinking, at this point, I have to move. I can't stay there with artillery, just putting shell after shell after shell in. He tries one blind, luckily he misses, for our sake. And I'm thinking, can I pick up any damage here? And I need this arty out, so we put one in. Oh no, and he gets in. Absolute heartbreak for us. However, we do pick up a shot on the little Hellcat there. And right here, I mean, this position is really, really good sometimes, especially when you've got the lads like this, and they're in a bit of a crossfire, aren't they? So we just pick up a few shots into the rear of this Minuteman. Got a little bit unlucky on the Scorpion there, but we did track him, so we did get taken out of the game. And now it is time to flank. So I knew that there was a Oho, because we burnt him earlier. However, where has he gone? So I'm being a little bit cautious. I take the high ground to my left and not the low ground, just in case there is an issue. And I have a quick look to see what is alive still, just in case I hadn't been paying attention, which sometimes does happen. And I'm just going to poke on the right here because there's a lot of bushes. An awful lot. And you'll see as we poke, bam, we found the Oho. And now we're giving him right up the poop chute here, and he has no clue what to do. He's stuck out in the open. This is a situation you really do not want to be in your Oho. We put one in blind there. And now it's time to take the other Japanese heavy down that I had no clue about. I was quite taken back at the time when I saw the Kaiju was stuck out there as well. And we didn't manage to save our teammate there. Absolute heartbreak for him. However, we did pick up 2 kills. And sometimes people need to be sacrificed for the greater of good. If I could have, I would have saved him, obviously. And here, it's all about flanking. And Pearl River gives you a lot of opportunities to do that. And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, you know what's going to happen. We put one in. We give him the flamethrower. A little tip. Try to do it in third person. If you are looking down your flamethrower in like first person, it's extremely difficult to line it up. And here we just spray a bit in the air because the icebreaker is stopping us from turning our tracks because he is so heavy. However, our quick reload, we dispatched that icebreaker in record timing and we burned him to a crisp. It was like a Rustler's microwavable burger that just went horribly wrong for the icebreaker there. And what a game. We pick up 5 kills. It was a fairly quick round for what it is. We just did about 7,000 combined. And I was super happy with this because the TVP VTU isn't particularly the strongest of tanks. It does require you to fire a lot of premium because you have no choice. You're already at a disadvantage. We get the mastery badge, and having a quick little glance at the scoreboard, we can see that thank goodness we were on our team here because if we weren't, I think it could have been different for our lads. And our next replay is in the Churchill Oke. Now I have no idea if I'm saying that right. There's a good chance, as I am British, that I have murdered that name. But we'll go with it. We'll just say it's the Oke. Hopefully that's right. Maybe one of you in the comments can just verify that. And here we have a little bit of a bumper cars. This is just general low tier things. There's a lot of new players down there. Sometimes people can't really decide what they want to do. And maybe our friend here in the SU is also having a few issues as we drive along this little road. And some of my thoughts, just to share with you guys, is that there's double arty on Mali. Now, you don't go to the hill. Never go up the hill when there's double arty. You will be farmed relentlessly. And as you can see, this SU, I think he's lost. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Hopefully he comes in clutch for us later on, who knows. And so, we are rotating to the 1 line. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not too sure what's going on with yeah. He's obviously got stuck there. Didn't expect to get spotted perhaps. And he is getting slowly closed down. Now as this tank is a tier below us, I'm quite confident just to pull out sideways and give him a peek. And we drive along. We shoot a few into our teammate there, which is... it is what it is, you know. And we pick up our first kill. Now, you can't always use your flamethrower on the Churchill Oke. And this is a prime example of a game where you just couldn't use it. Now, there is an enemy Churchill Oke ahead. and I request fire just in case, and he goes out. Absolute heartbreak. I was hoping somebody would get a shot into him because we are going to trade. Now, in hindsight here, looking back on this, I could probably shoot him in the side, but for some reason I am hell-bent on shooting him in the turret, and we do bounce a few. Not too bad with the marksmanship here, and I do not want to get close to him. The last thing you want to do is trade with a flame-throwing tank, even if you have one yourself. And you can see he turns his chassis there to face us, and it looks like he just couldn't straighten himself up enough to have a go with the flamethrower, because I think it could have reached me just. And the kind of module damage you receive is outstanding. If you have an open top tank, you are gonna eat it. Everybody in your tank's gonna be dead. There's gonna be people screaming, there's gonna be people crying, maybe a driver might just fall out the hatch. I mean, you do not want to be in front of a flamethrower, because it causes a new thing called external fires, which are separate now to an internal fire, which is caused by combustion of your engine or your fuel tank. So the external fire works like this. There is many invisible shells that you can't see when your flamethrower fires, that every time one of those hits, you get a 0.2 of a second fire. Now this stacks up to 8 seconds, and if you sit in front of a flamethrower, it will burn you to a crisp, no matter how much armor you have. Now, I have no idea if on your cruise that you could possibly run Deadeye for extra damage, because I'm not sure on what kind of flamethrower round and what does it come under. Does it come under some sort of HE thing? Is it its own category? Because it should be, you know, excluded or included in Deadeye. However, we don't know this information just yet. And for the more observant of you, you'd have noticed before that Churchill Oke kill, probably about a minute ago now, as I've been nattering on, I did get hit by the artillery, and it was a, you know who it was? It was an SU-5, and it was firing a very naughty round with a high amount of pen. Yeah, it's not nice. This round hit me for 300 odd. If it was HE, I'd have been fine. However, he did fire a heat round, and it hit our engine deck, and it did quite a bit to us. So we have 4 kills right now, and I'm looking to pick up just a few shots in mid, and a T-34 appears, and we just machine gun him down. Look at the rate of fire on this gun. We set him alight, we put one in blind, and all of a sudden we are unfortunately lit. Now the artillery really doesn't like me, as I'm about to find out. But you have to remain calm in these situations. These tier 4 arty are not balanced at all. They have very quick reloads, and they will dispatch of you before you know it. But the best thing you can do in this situation is rock back and forth. Try to bait the shots. Now, we take a heat round straight into the track there. If I didn't pull back, I would have been in the carriage. And we get lucky here. We have our, you know, you have your luck sometimes, and you just got to take it. I was very fortunate there to not lose my whole tank. But the best kind of advice I could give to the general player would be is to rock back and forth, and when you feel like he's loaded, you bait him. You pull back for about maybe a second and a half, and then pull forward, and most players will just completely miss you. If you do one direction and you try to like pull back and you just panic, it's very easy for somebody to aim a shell at you accurately. And here I pull up to the building. Now this is a destructible building, but we have to work with it, and it will stop a HE round. So I'm being very cautious here. We do get lit and the arty tries another one in us. And I have a few seconds here. And I dispatch off one of the artillery that has been very naughty towards me. And as you can see, this guy, he does want me quite badly. As he puts one into the building there. I hope that person has insurance, because that'll be a costly job if he doesn't. And I can see in A4 we have a medium. And I'll just have a quick glance at the leaderboard there just to check that what arty is alive. And it was the SU5. I wasn't completely paying attention here. And he lights him. And we get rid of him. And that felt so damn good. Let me tell you that. When you dispatch of a, you know, a very naughty artillery piece that has been giving you some grief throughout the game, there's nothing sweeter than revenge. And here we are at 8 kills. And we haven't used our flamethrower. So, just a little bit of information about the flamethrower. It has a literal 0-degree yaw limit. So where you point your chassis is where your tank will be aiming its flamethrower. Now it makes it very, very hard to use the flamethrower in certain situations because you don't have a lot of flexibility. And I'll be honest with you on the Churchill, this tank, because of its quick reload and DPM, sometimes you are just better off firing your main gun than to drive into a situation where you can use your flamethrower. And this is a perfect example where I haven't had to use my flamethrower and we've done so much damage. And we are in a 4 versus 1. And I have no idea where this heavy tank was. I pull across the field here and it's a little bit risky. I don't know if this guy's hiding in the 0 line, and I also don't know if this guy is rotated down the K line and he's about to get a bit of a quick shot on me through possibly a position where I've not managed to extend my view range to yet. So I just go into this bush and I pop my food just in case I can outlight him by being a little bit sneaky. And as we pull over here, he gets lit. And we aim our shot. And it pens straight through his turret. And that is the 9th kill in the Churchill Oke. And let me tell you, I was a happy lad. I was a happy little camper, I was. We did 3,700 odd damage. And we came in clutch at the end, picking up the 9th kill. And you know what that means, don't you? That means we picked ourselves up a lovely Radley Walters medal. From time to time, these things happen, especially at this tier. You're more likely to get one, that's for sure. And we got ourselves a little Pascucci's Devastator. And yes, it was a first class. Don't ask me. Not quite sure what's going on there. However, again, thank goodness I was on this team. So, thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Thank you for all the support with the channel. And take it easy and peace.